From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 in this special Thanksgiving live broadcast from Santa Monica, California. About recon passes the House of Representatives off to the Senate, and those senators vowed to add more checks in that recon and an MSC. I have the latest details in this recording, as those senator changes could be coming quicker than initially thought. So far, the recon pays you about $15,000, but that number may be on the low end. You can see in this recording an additional $12,000 of other checks. But no time or place to wait for fourth stimulus, because third stimulus is paying your bills right today. I have a couple of viewers I'm going to show to you in the last few hours on this Thanksgiving Day who got thousands of dollars yesterday. Yes, yesterday from third stimulus. Getting your bills paid is all about this week, and I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to be turning to student loan debt forgiveness. We're going to be turning to fifth stimulus. Then I got a preview of your most excited, anticipated holiday show coming back to this channel. Yesterday, we rolled out the new 2021 season debut of Holidays LA, which falls right after this show at 11 a.m. live on air, a holiday show. Now, three of your favorite personalities are coming back to star and headline your own show. Who are they? I'll link an upload in this recording. It's a big, bold, beautiful early mornings broadcast here from a very windy Southern California today. It's Thanksgiving. I'm excited you're here. We're going to have a fun recording, a little bit of different stuff today, and a lot of breaking news. And the excitement starts right here, right now, as the toast is toasted, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing, and the turkey is roasted on Thanksgiving. Hey, good morning, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. And there goes some bad audio. Oh, is it better now? Oh, it's better now. Okay, good. Hey, whatever. We got some good audio now. Happy Thanksgiving, and you're very good. We have an incredible recon that passes the House of Representatives off to the Senate, and those Senate changes are coming across the board. Those Senate changes would add more checks as incredible recon that so far is maybe not at 15,000, but already at 60,000. What's going on? I have all the incredible great news on this big Thanksgiving live broadcast direct from Santa Monica, California. We have the $45,000 of additional checks going in this incredible recon that are available, not in this recon, but available under third stimulus to pay your bills right now. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. Fifth stimulus heating up across the board. And then the excitement that may have thrown off the audio early in this video as three of your biggest personalities are coming back to headline their own show on this channel. Those details and more coming up in this recording. And this, my friends, is a special live Thanksgiving Day broadcast or Eve broadcast of Mornings LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record, and 140 million viewers. And happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful morning's broadcast. We got a lot of breaking news, surprisingly, on a Thanksgiving. A lot of breaking news in this recording and a lot of money. And I'll show you how to get this money in this recording. And we're starting right here with that recon that passed the House of Representatives last week off to the Senate and pays you. We're saying 15,000, but it may be 60,000 so far before the senators get their hands on modifying it. Why is the number going so quickly? I'm going to show you in this recording. There's three clusters of checks with two add-ons. And while we say $15,000, get that pen paper ready and your Larry Kudlow calculator ready as well, because you're going to see it's a lot more money than that. Here we go to cluster number one. They got in there the hazard pay. The earned income tax credit for my essential workers, $4,000 of elder care for my elders, $4,000 to care for young children. Then they got in there the CTC, the child tax credit for one more year, approximately $3,600. They got in there the Pell Grant for my college students, $550 checks. The home repairs, if you live in a low-income community, free home repairs, and then $12,500 checks front end for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Oh yeah, that's brand new, and you're hearing it for the first time on Mornings LA. How do you get this money? It's coming up in this video. Let's go the first add-on, and it comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters out of Southern California here, a very windy Southern California overnight. She gave you big money in this recon to buy your first home. Not 25,000. She wanted that number. It's going to be a little bit less. Let's go the second cluster of checks, and let's see what happened with those. Here we go. We got home repairs, and we got also paid leave. This is where it gets really exciting, folks, because in the second cluster checks, we also have the household tax credit. We got the pre-kindergarten, universal pre-K, and the weatherizing your home. What is weatherizing your home? Let me use an example for the Thanksgiving of weatherizing your home. Let's say you have a beach house, and that beach house is overlooking the water, so you need weatherized window panes. Yeah, so it could sustain natural disaster. Here's a type of natural disaster it would sustain. You're having a Thanksgiving meal, you're holding your turkey leg, and you see the check walk by the window. Hey, check, I thought you were a waveable check. Happy Thanksgiving, how are you? Not waving back at me on Thanksgiving. What a rude check. What a rude waveable check. Let me get that turkey bone and just smash that window. The window won't break because it's a weatherized window. There you go. And it's also not a waveable check. Let's go to the second add-on that comes from the illustrious Bob Casey. And that illustrious Bob Casey got in there home health care for my seniors and people on disabilities. He wanted $250. He got a little bit less. It's incredible. How do you get it? It's coming up later in this video. The third cluster is where it gets deliciousness. Wow, we got a lot of checks in this third cluster. We got in there free school meals for all checks. We got cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform, farmers. We got the free internet. We got clean energy. Clean energy out. We got workers protection. We got the Medicare expansion. The Medicare expansion truly exemplifies where we are on this recon. Why? Because there are two provisions of Medicare expansion they got in there on the House side, and the senators vow to add three other provisions on the Senate side. So you got two in there, and the senators want to add five more. What are they? So the House members got in there the hearing and the Medicaid gap states. The Senate side wants to add in dental, vision, and also the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which tees up exactly our MSC, multiple IRS stimulus check. And what's important to understand is that those same legislators, three of them the last 5 days this week of Thanksgiving, told viewers that they are still putting in an MSC, at least one check or more in this recon. This comes after thousands of viewers have been told since May by the same 6 senators that when the legislation lands in the Senate, they're adding in a stimulus check or more. It started with WR calling and speaking to Bob Casey in May. It continued with Brother Joshua, then Donnie. And those 6 senators are the 2 C's, Casey Coons, the 2 S's, Sanders Schumer, the 2 W's, Warren Wyden. And they continue to tell viewers across the board that they're adding in there those provisions. Senators have a lot to add in this recon. You can see in the second half of this video, they're adding a lot of stuff in there. Who do they say would get it? They said the same eligibility as third stimulus, which was $75,000 or less, you got it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you got it. Double it. Family of 4, you got it. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, you got it as well, including adult dependents. They last talked about $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter, which would be up to 6 months. But now that we are in the Senate, it's time to advocate because they want to hear from you. They want to hear from you. So as you have that delicious Thanksgiving meal and you're about to fall asleep, before you fall asleep, pick up the phone and leave some voicemails with those senators' offices on this Thanksgiving, advocating for that inclusion of the stimulus check. They want to hear from you, says the chief of staff to the #1 legislator in this recon. They now have in total between congressional senators' offices and receive more contacts of advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures. They have a better understanding of what Americans are going through. They have heartbreaking stories and the voice of the people in ULA as you have become too loud to be ignored. Very kind. Let's read that last sentence on air together because it concerns you and me. Please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy as a professional voice of the people you have become until this becomes law. Amen. They say they want to do it. They represent they want to do it, but they also want to hear from you. So pick up the phone and advocate. Because in the second half of this video, you're going to see the breaking news. As the president now senses an element of urgency to get this recon done faster rather than later. And that sense of urgency means your advocacy needs to happen sooner rather than later. But give yourself also 2 days each week to do what? Advocate for your wallet. With what? Third stimulus. Third stimulus is still paying out fortunes. And in the second half of this video, you're going to see some of the viewers who overnight, just this Thanksgiving reveal, they got thousands of dollars just yesterday from third stimulus. The average viewer's channel's gotten 45,000, but I'm going to see success stories just today. And you're going to be really inspired to pick up the phone and get your bills paid this Thanksgiving week. We have those details, plus student loan debt forgiveness. We'll go over fifth stimulus. And then, of course, we'll be going over what are those Senate changes. The House of Representatives passed that incredible recon. The Senate changes will add more checks on top of that. And that's on top of checks. When I say 15,000, it's looking like it's almost 50 to 60,000 right out the board. Get that pen and paper ready. Plus, the sneak peek of your most beloved three characters coming back to headline their own show. And then I'll look forward to today's Holidays LALATE, a live show at 11 a.m. Oh, we got a big broadcast. Plus, my turkey message to you and the turkeys and the hams. Those details and more. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. But first, here's a little bit about the community page.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues in the second half of this morning's broadcast, direct and live from Santa Monica. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining me live with the Senate changes on that recon. The Senator's vowing to add an MSC on top of the recon checks that are already in there. That'll pay you somewhere between $50,000 to $60,000. I have all those incredible details. We're going to look over the third stimulus paying $45,000 out the door, student loan debt forgiveness, and then that COLA raise. Then this stimulus coming up in January. Those incredible details and more, plus a preview of the most beloved three characters coming back to this channel. And I look forward to 11 a.m. show of live broadcast of Holidays LA. We got a big show today, and with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're having a beautiful Thanksgiving day. Thank you for joining me with new shows all throughout the day, and this is live from Santa Monica. Like this video, consider becoming a member, and away we go into this incredible recon. The breaking news in the second half of this video is that the president's dealing with a very serious issue. And the serious issue at hand is falling poll ratings. What are those falling poll ratings? Let's go over the details right now. The President of the United States now senses an element of urgency to get the recon done out of the Senate bigger and bolder than initially thought because of a series of falling poll ratings, even after some wins. Let's go over the details. First, in the last 7 days, the president got the roads and bridges becoming a law. Number two, the president got the recon passed by the House of Representatives. Number three, he had dropping unemployment rates. But New series of polls revealed that Americans don't know what's in the roads and bridges. Of course, this is not a surprise to you and I because it doesn't impact you. Number two, they don't look at the passage of the recall in the House as a big achievement because it's been delayed. Number three, the unemployment numbers that came in are just astronomically impressive, but there's a back push to it. Let me go over the details of that right now. So you know that if you've been with this channel for 20 plus weeks, that unemployment numbers were released by the Department of Labor every Thursday morning. Because this Thursday is Thanksgiving, they released them on Wednesday. And you know that pre-pandemic, the new unemployment claims per week were about 230. During the pandemic, they rose to 1 million under the Trump administration. In recent weeks, they were about in the $300,000 person range. So where were they last week? 270. And they were expecting it to come in at 260. Where did it come in at? It came in yesterday at 199,000 new jobless claims. The lowest numbers of unemployment claims since November 15th, 1969. Yes, this is a big achievement for the White House. It's the lowest number of unemployed people in the United States in 52 years. So why is that also not helping the poll ratings? Because there's now implications that the I word, inflation, is being felt across middle America worse than World War II. So this is why the president really needs to get out the recon faster and bolder than ever before. And for the first time ever, the senators and also the White House sense that urgency to get this recon out immediately. Let's go over the provisions that are in this recon and how you are likely to really see some great stuff. Passed in the House of Representatives was a recon that pays about $15,000. You're going to see in a second that this number may already be $50,000 to $60,000. But the senators vow to add more changes on there on top of MSCs. And let's go over all those incredible details of what are the programs in that recon to start. The first program that's in there is the paid leave. It's a lot of money. It is $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year. $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? 4 weeks per year. Yes, that's $5,000 to $6,000 on the top end. Why does this help you? It helps you because if you live with your son or daughter and they take off from work once a week to take you to the doctor, they're going to get the check for the household. Remember, all income levels and all types of workers, W-2 and 1099. It's huge. They got in there the SALT cap, and it's great. That SALT cap is to allow you to be able to deduct on the federal tax return more of what you pay in state and local taxes. Currently capped at $10,000. Under the Trump administration, it'll be brought to $72,500 of what you can deduct in state and local taxes. They got $40 billion of free job training in this incredible recon. And that is allowing you to get job trained because guess what? They say there's going to be record number of people quitting jobs to take a higher paying job. And also my seniors. A lot of seniors want to go back to work. They will be allowed to under fifth stimulus and still get their retirement checks and get that great paying temp job that they want. The Medicaid gap fix is really great. And that Medicaid gap fix is going in there in a way that viewers have been asking me, what about the cheaper medication, cheaper insurance? For a while, several Republican governor states refused to pay for Obamacare. So now the 12 holdout states will do subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states. Then they got housing assistance, and this is where the magic happens on this channel. There is 6 provisions in this fourth stimulus housing, $150 billion of it. Rent, utilities, mortgage assistance. Do those first 3 sound familiar? They do. They are third stimulus. Then they also got in there weatherize your home repairs, and also first-time home purchases. Wow. So you know how we rock and roll on this channel. You don't have to wait for fourth stimulus to become a law because you can get that money right today. And right off the bat, I'm going to show you some of the success stories overnight. And then I'm going to show you how to get rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, SNAP, food, how to get your bills paid this week. Thousands and tens of thousands of dollars of checks and monies in your wallet this week. Viewers have gotten it all this week long, and viewers got it overnight. And let's start with their success stories starting right now. Let's go over some success stories that I got in just the last few hours. So this happened since last night. You're hearing for the first time on this special Thanksgiving live broadcast from Santa Monica, California. Mary Lou reveals she just got 3 months of rent at $900 a month, plus $1,000 for electric, plus water bill. I appreciate you so much. You're the best. Well, thank you, Mary Lou. You are too. I like her story for several reasons. One, she got 3 items. There you go. Started with Art Sullivan Nisi. I tell you, get 3 items or more. I also like that she realizes what I said in the recordings. You can get high-end rent paid for. Her rent is almost $1,000 a month. She got that paid for. Morale. Oh, I love Morale's story. Got 6 months of utilities and rent. And then I got 2 months of back rent. I had also gotten 4 months of rent from you in August from another agency. And I may be getting 2 more months of rent. Oh boy, you know why I like that story. Because it embodies what I tell you in the recordings, which is coming up in a second. If you got rent from another organization earlier this year, you can get rent again from some other organization. So she got multiple rounds of rent from this channel. Yesterday, we had Jay Grant, who got $5,000 for rent. I thank you so much for what you do. And thank you so much. I speak for all of us. We love you, LALATE. I appreciate that, Jay Graham. Scarpia got on Snap. She got qualified for Snap. Melissa Justice got nearly $10,000 yesterday, which was rent, utilities, electric. And Larica, whose story resonates with so many viewers, got wood, WOOD, to 2022. Her house is powered by wood, not electric or oil. She has a wood-burning fireplace, and that is what she also cooks on wood in her kitchen. Chris reveals to me just great stuff. He got 3 more months of rent, which is nearly $5,000, and he got some utilities bills. This is Chris yesterday, and he had previously received $10,000 of rent and utilities. So this embodies a lot. First, it shows you his rent is $1,200 a month. So I have people with big prices for rent since last year, always getting the coverage. And then it shows he got multiple rounds. So he had $10,000 before from this channel, and he got another $5,000. I appreciate your help, says Chris. I would have never known about this process until I started following you. And Sophia got utilities and for heating oil. Sophia, go get some more of the sums of money. So there you go. Let's go over the big sums of money you can get right now. Let's start with eligibility. You qualify for it. And you qualify for this money. It is money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. And you qualify if you are a senior, if you're young, if you're on a red state, if you're in a blue state. You qualify if you're behind on the rent, not behind on the rent. And you qualify if you have children or don't have children. Here we go into the rent. And these were the numbers about 3 months ago. And the numbers for rent have gone up so much across the board. The numbers for rent were this about 3 months ago, and now they're upwards of $40,000. Those monies for rent have gone up so much because people have gotten more sophisticated about how to do this. And where do you get the rent from? All right, here are the 6 places you reach to get the rent from. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. Let's go over the 6 places again. City Hall, City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. And the keywords you say are rent assistance because of COVID. Rent or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. Next. You want to do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Finally, here are the key things you need to remember across the board. 1, you must reach out to all 6 places. 2, you need to get applications on file everywhere, lots of applications. And number 3, if you got rent from one organization early this year, go back to them, get another round. And then if you got rent from one organization yesterday, go get rent from another organization today. Don't wait. All right, let's turn to now the big money for utilities. Utilities has gone up a lot. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000. Why has it gone up so much? Because utilities have gone up a lot. So get multiple utilities. I always have a viewer who says to me, I got $800 for utilities. I say, good, but I have a sense that's just one utility. So get the other 3 or 4 or 5, however many you have. Next, we turn to Snap. Wow, this is so incredible. Snap has gone up so much. If you qualify for a third stimulus check, why are you paying for food? You need to get on Snap. You get it from Department of Agriculture. Pick up the phone and get it. And Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. Over the next 10 years, it is $250,000. You saw the viewers earlier in today's success stories since last night that have gotten combo items. It all started with Nisi and Art Sullivan, who got in 3. Now 3 is a common duration of this channel, but I tell viewers to get a lot more than 3. Here was Mark. He had $32,000 at 2 items. And I told Mark, go get your 3rd item. And Mark did. It brought him from 32 to 50. Now Mark's at $100,000. Lorraine was at 105. Now she's at 120. And you can do the same thing as well. Let's turn to my inspiration story, which is Johnny. Johnny embodies two inspirations from this channel. First, what Johnny did was he started a particular week with $0 for this channel. By the middle of the week, he and two other people he did not even know got 3 items approved. 45,000, pretty good. 3 items, 3 days, 45,000, very good. But by the end of the week, he heard my recordings. I said to him, keep on applying. By the end of the week, he had 7 items approved. Wow. That truly embodies what Johnny is supposed to do and what you're supposed to do. Keep on calling. To get 7 items approved, he had to have called 15 places because you don't have 100% yeses. You're always going to get some no's. So he had to call 15 places in 5 days. That's the effort you put in. How much money to get? $80,000 in 5 days. It's a very common occurrence on this channel. $80,000 in 5 days. That is where you put the effort in. The second part of Johnny's story I really particularly like. And what did he do in the second part of the story? He reached out to his family members the following week and said, I got $8,000 last week from that kid LALATE on YouTube. Oh, I've heard about him. And where'd you get that from, Johnny? Third stimulus. They said, Johnny, there's no other money in third stimulus except a $14 stimulus check. He says, no, there is. He says, but I watch local news and cable news networks. They don't cover it. He said, they don't cover it, but it's still there. And he made those family members go from disbelievers to believers in 5 days. They each got 50,000. Why does that embody the true spirit of this channel? It embodies the true spirit of this channel, especially in the context of some of the comments I started during the commercial break, which is that this is the number 3 financial news channel in America. I cover the subject matter, which is geopolitical news. The number 1 channel covers stocks. The number 2 covers the economy. And guess what? I don't cover options trading. The fact that I don't cover options trading doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means I don't cover it. But it took a little while for some people to understand that because the other number 1 and 2 channels don't cover this, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means they just don't cover it. Because I don't cover options trading doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I just don't cover it. And what's important to understand is that there's 6 legislators, 6 senators, Casey Coons, Warren Wyden, and Sanders Schumer, who've told thousands of viewers of this channel they would insert a stimulus check in there. They've said that. They've told thousands of viewers of this channel. And those comments by them happened, but broadcast media aren't covering it because they don't cover that subject matter. They don't cover trying to get rent. They don't cover the first-time home purchase of your home. They don't cover the $12,000 for electric car. They don't cover weatherizing your home or home repairs or any of these items. They don't cover it. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So you shouldn't be looking elsewhere for self-validation. You shouldn't be asking fellow people, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to go on? Based upon external influences, you should do it with yourself, taking the bull by the horns. And let's turn back into that 4th stimulus with those provisions in that housing that we left off at. Those 3 provisions for the housing we left off at, which are incredible, are the home repairs. That would be low-income homes. That would be a grant. Then the weatherizing your home. And then we went over the items for, let me grab it right here. Oh, does it want to come in? It does not want to come in. Well, there you go. Well, you come back and say hello to the people. There you are. $15,000. It's a shy graphic, just a little shy for the holidays. And then we got also the first-time home purchases. Wow, across the board. Now, what else is incredible in this incredible recon? Get that pen and paper ready. We're going to go over some more checks in recon. They got in there $150 billion of home health care for my seniors, people on disabilities. They got the $550 check if you're a college student on the Pell Grant, which brings us to one provision, which was the talk of this channel yesterday. And boy, I find it fascinating. $12,500 check. What is this for? For the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Now, let's step back a second on this one. Previously, in previous years, if you went to go buy a Tesla, for example, and you looked at the sticker, it'd say minus $7,500 for federal rebate, meaning when you file your tax return, you'll get $7,500 check back. We thought that's how they were doing this, that you would have to wait afterwards to get it back in the mail. Oh no, new indications now suggest the senators are doing this provision so that when you walk into the dealership and you, let's say, buy an electric vehicle for $30,000, immediately out the door, you don't pay $30,000, you pay $30,000 minus $12,500. Wow, that is incredible. That $12,500 check is on top of this $15,000 graphic, on top of the $45,000 of items on the third semester repeated under this recon. So you're seeing how this programs are not really at $15,000. We're literally pushing about $60,000 a check so far. But the other part of this climate-friendly initiative needs to get changed, and it's the following. Did you know that the wonderful Ford Mustang Mach-E, which is fully electric, which is made by Ford, qualifies under this provision, made by U.S. auto manufacturer, qualifies, made by union workers, U.S. union workers, qualify, is electric, qualifies, is made in Mexico? Really? So wouldn't it qualify then? No. One of the languages of this recon says it has to be made in U.S. soils. I think it violates U.S. trade policies and laws between U.S., Mexico, and Canada. So, and also makes no sense because if you go literally to the language of this law, of this bill, it would only qualify for about 3 cars. Why do we have a provision for 3 cars? I think the president's going to have to modify it because of their U.S. workers. Who cares where they're working so long as it's U.S. labor workers? They got $65 per child of money when they're not in school. And then we turn to the incredible money for the cheaper medication. This would start on day one. In day one, 20 medications would drop dramatically. This is Medicare Part B and Medicare Part D, the most expensive medications, like cancer, arthritis, and diabetes, which you'll see the price of an insulin dose go from $1,000 to $35 right out the door. Then, by year 2028, it'll grow to 30 medications, and they can increase more than the rate of inflation per year. Or there's a penalty. Penalty? No, you can't do a penalty, says Pat Toomey, the Republican senator. And guess what? I think I agree with him. He's usually right about this type of stuff. And that is among the items that the illustrious Senate parliamentarian will be looking at this coming week. And when she's looking at those provisions, she's going to determine whether they can stay in there or not. I think she's going to take it out. I also think she's going to take out immigration reform, which also has previously been ruled by her cannot go by recon. Then she's also going to look at paid leave. But get that pen and paper ready because we're ready to see some more checks. But first, let's look at those senators. When you look at Bernie or Ron Wyden, they all say it's a good recon, but there's, quote, major gaps. Bernie says the best bill since the 1960s, but there are major gaps. And those 2 C's, Casey Coons, those 2 W's, Warren Wyden, and those 2 S's, Sanders and Schumer, all represent they're making big modifications to the recon to add more checks in there, like an MSC, as soon as it lands in the Senate, which is where we are right now. But what are those checks that are already in there? Here we go. Hope you have that pen and paper ready. Already in the recon from the House are pre-kindergarten checks, 3 to 4-year-olds, 1 year. Here comes that Santa Ana wind here in Southern California today. They got in there the child care. They got the enhanced child tax credit. They got the earned income tax credit, which is back end. The home health care will be a covered benefit. And then they got in there the hearing aid, which will likely be a check. We went over the Pell Grant. We went over the $65 per month when the student's not in school, and we went over the housing. So what are the provisions Bernie's going to add in there? First, Bernie wants to, in addition to adding an MSC, wants to drop the eligibility of Medicare age. Then he wants dental and then vision. Let's go over each of those one at a time. First, Bernie wants to drop the Medicare eligibility age from 65 to 55. I don't think that's happening. Bob Casey wants to do it at 60. I think that's possible. Next, Bernie wants to do full dental 10 years. Too expensive. I don't think it's happening. He last offered 3 years full benefits. I think that could work. The last provision for dental in this recon before it was removed was a check to you, $850 for dental per year. This is all Medicare seniors per year. That doesn't cut it. I don't think it's sufficient because $850 does not cover most procedures. Finally, vision. Bernie wants an eye exam and a pair of frames per year. Very, very simple. An eye exam, about $50, a pair of frames, $100 per year. And we're ready to rock and roll. Meantime, because of some of the debut stuff I want to show you in just a second of what's exciting coming to this channel, let's jump right into some student loan debt forgiveness. The president has offered $10,000 to forgive student loan debts on the table for everyone. The Democrats should take it. It would be a big win. It would help on the poll ratings. He previously forgave student loan debts for people who became disabled. People went to work in the nonprofit sector, and people went to work in the the public sector 10 years after graduation. The $10,000 acceptance of the offer would not preclude the Democrats from asking for more next year. This stimulus is coming up in January, and that's important because COLA is raising your benefits up 5.9% January 1. But that's not sufficient. Why? Because your benefits, everything from SSI, SSDI, VA, RB, SSA, have been undervalued pre-pandemic, during the pandemic, and now after the pandemic. Because of what? COLA. So they're going to get rid of COLA under this stimulus. First, raise your benefits up a lifetime to get you caught up. Then apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark would be inflation, and that would be applied every December starting next year. So that would mean you get 3 raises across the board. They remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. Finally, if you haven't become a member, what are you doing? The link is under the video. Become a member today and get that incredible newsletter. It comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and features all the big money under first, second, and third stimulus. That big money is available for you, and it features the 6 places you reach out to. The keywords you say. It features also the nonprofits, the 5 nonprofits, and also features everything you need to know, including that treasury money that was allocated out for rent. It's very important that you see how the people who are members of this channel really apply it appropriately. Because when I say 6 places, I mean literally 6 places. And for someone who says, I don't qualify because I reached out to 1 place, it means they're not a member and they're also not listening to the recording. These are very little recordings, and I'm here to help you, inspire you, and I am so excited for the incredible viewers who had these big success stories across the board. Last night's newsletter did not go out at 7 o'clock because of the Santa Ana winds, but will be going out right after this recording. Meantime, the excitement is heating up. Why? Because 2 new shows coming to this channel. The first show debuted yesterday, and it is a return of a 2020 favorite. In 2020, we delivered the show Holidays LA, and for its 2nd season, it's back. It debuted yesterday, and it's every day live on air at 11 a.m. It starts with your stimulus for the first half of the recording, and then the second half of the recording, we go over holiday decor, home issues, things around the household, and everything else you need to know. Yesterday, we went over the virtues of a wonderful panettone. Let's take a look back at what was covered yesterday. And then to determine which type you're actually potentially buying, you actually literally look at the picture. Now, it's at that point you have to really pay special attention to the imagery of what is in that panettone. Here in this one, you see an image. Now, what does it look like, and what does it look like it's representing? It's this chocolate panettone. Now, this is actually a very important part of the process of buying the panettone. Because while it says it's chocolate, and while it says it's chocolate panettone, and that was Holiday LA. Every day at 11 a.m., and it's a live interactive show as also. So bring on air your comments and thoughts about your holiday decor and your inspirations across the board. Today is Thanksgiving, and despite even the fact that it's Thanksgiving, I'll be live on air with you. Coming up next on Holidays LA, we have a brand new afternoon show, an evening show as well. Ever thought, however, what it's like for a turkey to watch us eat Thanksgiving? Have you ever thought about that? Well, here's my take on what it looks like for a turkey to watch us eat Thanksgiving. And there you go. Meantime, everyone's been talking about it and you've been asking for it, and baby, it's back. For the first time ever, this channel will be debuting a new show, and its name is Calcino. Calcino will be headlined and starring Sirloin, with featuring appearances by Javita Late and Blaine 666. All in the show, all live on this channel, with guest appearances by myself. That's Calcino coming to this channel. But join me next on Mornings Crypto. It'll be live on air at 10 a.m. I'm excited to bring you the latest details on how to buy into crypto during the Thanksgiving weekend, because there's always lots of opportunity. And meantime, if you did not see the debut of Holidays LALATE yesterday, join me today at 11 a.m. Let's take a look back at that excitement of Holidays LALATE. And there you go. As one viewer said yesterday, where do you get that stuff? It's made here all at LALATE. The magic is all created here at LALATE, and you bring the magic on air every day on this channel in a live chat with an incredible community as an incredible family. We create the magic. I deliver the videos, the magic, the creations, and you create the family. Happy Thanksgiving to you and this incredible family. Happy Thanksgiving to your families. Stay informed, stay focused. Join me next as Mornings Crypto heats up, and then I'm back with you. Also live on air. It's 2 shows in a row, Mornings Crypto live, and then noon times, Holidays LALATE live on air. What will I be discussing this today at 11 a.m.? You get ready. Meantime, if you sent me comments yesterday on Holidays LALATE, they'll be featured today as well. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers YouTube record. I want you guys, incredible family. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Happy Thanksgiving. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay here with LALATE for more as a beautiful Thanksgiving continues.